Hi guys, John the firearms instructor, and today we're going to cover revolver grip. We had one of our subscribers ask what's the proper revolver grip. He shoots a semi-automatic and he says, do I put my thumbs forward like I do with my semi-automatic, or is there a different grip that I need for a revolver? I would stay away from the thumbs forward grip because we have a gas problem with the revolver. Let's look at the revolver real quick and kind of give you parts and pieces. Obviously, hammer. This right here is your cylinder injector, so it allows the cylinder open. Between the cylinder and the barrel is called a cone, and this is a force cone. That's where the bullet goes through. But as the bullet goes through, some gases can escape from the cylinder. And if you have your thumbs up here like this, it can burn your thumb, which does not feel good. So I would never recommend a thumb over. You could do a thumb bury like that. Now what tends to happen with this is if you shoot a semi-automatic pistol and have this hand doing most of the work, you tend to want to pull down and cause it to heave to the left a little bit. So if you're running the gun, this is a Taurus 85 and it's considered a double action pistol. I just did a video on 7 most popular revolvers and this 85 was in there. Well, I talked about the Taurus Tracker. This is the brother of that. And this Taurus Tracker was in our used section. But what it does is kind of gives you an idea. If I were to engage the trigger, now we've opened the cylinder and verified this is empty, but if I engage the trigger, this is considered double action because when I pull this back, it's going to make the hammer fall backwards until it gets to a point where it fires. Well, if I were to reach up and cock it, now it's single action. And now it's a very short trigger pull. Pay attention right here to the trigger and watch what happens. See how the trigger comes back and takes all that travel out of it? I'm going to bring this closer to the camera to show you this one more time. And this makes it a very light trigger pull. Let's see if we can zoom it in. Yep, now let's try it one more time. Now watch right here. See how little travel we need to make this trigger cut compared to this double action trigger. So, that being said, with a double action trigger like this, the best grip I think of more than anything else is the cross thumb grip. And this is a thumb here, and we roll the other side of the hand here. Now what I'm doing is I'm squeezing with this hand between my thumb and my 4 fingers. Now the cool thing about this allows us to weak thumb cock the gun. And that is probably the best grip I can give you. That T-cupping's not going to help very much. The wrist, grabbing the wrist, I don't know what this, I see some guys do this all the time. I don't know what this is all about. And that thumb over, I see this a lot with revolvers. It will work with a revolver. I just tend to think you put a lot of torque on it. As any semi-automatic, we better be careful of digging our finger all the way in the gun, because it can cause some manipulations right or left. So let's go over the parts. Obviously sights. We have our sight and our valley. Let's see if I can get that in there. Can you see that sight and valley? Can you see that valley? Yeah, the valley itself is where the red needs to be. So when you're putting this in there, you can't have this higher than that. That kind of makes a sense. You see it? Kind of deal? Good, Jake? All right. So the idea there is we want to have the sights lined up. We want to take our thumb over thumb just like that. Gonna still do the same thing. Feet shoulder width apart, bouncing on our knees just a little bit, and driving the revolver with your pecs like you would a semi-automatic pistol, pushing it out, and then slowly pressing the trigger until the weapon fires. Now, once you've done that a couple times, you can always reach up and cock it and have some fun. For defensive purposes, I would stay away from cocking the gun at all. You don't need to cock the gun. But for shooting cans off a fence or anything else like that, I highly recommend you try the double action once in a while. Double action is the best way to shoot this gun because it'll help you control the weapon. But single action is kind of fun too because you can really get some tight grips. Now, I have two revolvers here. One is a Smith & Wesson. It's beat up a little bit, but I thought I'd shoot both of them just to kind of give you an idea. This has been beat to heck. This is a Smith & Wesson 10-8. It's seen its weight. It's seen its days. It's got a nice grip on it, and I'm going to shoot this 85. We'll be right back. Hi guys, welcome back. We got our muffs. Jacob's got his muffs on. We're in a closed set here. It's just us two, and we're going to run the revolver. So how do you shoot a revolver? Pretty simple and easy. You take the cylinder latch and you open it, and then it opens up rounds. Look at that, 7 holes. Now what I'd recommend when you're shooting a revolver is try to load a round in every other cylinder. This way you can work on that trigger engagement and the timely manner. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to take some wad cutters we have here that someone gave us and put them in every other round just to kind of give us an idea. So now we have 3 that are open and 3 that have rounds in them. And I just give it a spin and close it. What this does for us is that we're not going to build an anticipation when we run the weapon. We're not going to know for a fact if it's going to be a live round or a dead round. So, and then I put the target out there at about 10 feet, which is going to give us that base. You ready, Jacob? Now I'm going to take my hand, run my thumb up top here, level out the weapon, and then slowly press the trigger until the weapon fires. Okay, here goes a live one. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Now, anytime you shoot a revolver, you know how many rounds you shot. You probably should run a couple of empty cylinders to memorize that trigger engagement. And then we want to open the cylinder up. We want to use this button right here. This is a rod that holds onto the star, and as you push it, they pop right out, which makes it pretty simple. This is why the revolver is one of those things you must have in your portfolio, because they're so empty, they're so easy, they're not hard, there's no complications. I don't think it takes the place of a semi-automatic because you're going to be limited to rounds, but the weight of this and the fun of this, it's just part of the nostalgia to have a revolver like this. They work out great. You put them on your holster, have some fun with them. I'm not sure if I'd want to be dirty, hairy, and carry them around town, but they are a great weapon. So let's go ahead and shoot this Smith & Wesson. I will tell you, for that weapon and that grip right there, that's pretty good. I'm not going to bitch about that too much. Revolvers don't have a lot of, there's not a ton of recoil on these because of the weight of this weapon. It kind of gives you that little bit more recoil. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot one of these double actions, and then I'm going to do a couple singles. Okay, let's go ahead. Jacob, you ready? Reach up and cock it with my thumb, knowing this is going to be a softer round, which would be a lighter trigger pull. And we're going to cock it one more time, and one more. Then I'm going to open the cylinder up one more time and push the button. All right, that's pretty good. I wouldn't complain about that. No real kick in the hands, no real hardness in it. Simple and easy. I hope this answered your question. I forgot to get your name on that, but when I do the video, I'll add it in there somewhere or another. I can tell you guys, anytime you have a question like that, don't hesitate to send it to us. We will do a video just like this one for you. This is our passion. This is what we love. Guys, if you find any value or any thing you like, please don't forget to hit the bell icon, the like, and the subscribe button. And every time we upload a video like this, you guys will be the first to know. Is a revolver in your future? I hope so. Hope you don't stay away from them. I think you need to add one to it. Guys, I'm telling you, they're fun. Look at tours. You're not going to spend a lot of money on tours. I did a whole video, which I'll connect to this, about, it was a live, there were 7 revolvers, what to look for when you're looking for a revolver. Anytime you can find a revolver that gives you any color on your blade is a good choice. Look at that Taurus 85. For less than $500-600, you got a nice piece there, good piece of metal, and it's a good looking piece. Nice, very nice. Until next time, guys, God bless, be safe, and remember, you are your first line of defense. We'll see you, folks.